Good evening everyone, myself Shan Banerjee and I'm again back with my economics classes. So yes, as you can see, the class is class 9. It's not about class 12. It's the continuation part that I have done few days before. That was chapter number 1 in CBSE economics syllabus, which have been started with the chapter Palampur. There was an arbitrary village, there was an arbitrary place known as Palampur, by which we can understand the economic and the non-economic activities in our discussion today. So our topic is discussion is the continuation part of this Palampur chapter, chapter number 1 for CBSE class 9. So basically, there are two different types of activities. In my last video, I had made a basic understanding of the village Palampur. Palampur is located where, how is Palampur connected with the nearby small towns as well as the city, and what are the different type of activities that Palampur is facing, what are the different transport facilities that the Palampur is having. We went through all idea about an arbitrary imaginary village known as Palampur. Now, a big question comes. Sir, why is Palampur is there in the syllabus? What is the necessity of having this Palampur chapter in our syllabus, sir? Was there any necessity? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, as because we need to understand the economic and non-economic activities, the classification or the distinction between these two types of activities. Basically, economic activities are those activities that deals with some income generation, that deals with some production activity, that deals with all those activity that helps in monetary exchange, that helps in income generation for a country. On the other hand, non-economic activity might also deal with production activity, but they do not deal with any income generation. They do not help to generate money, they do not help to generate income. There is no transaction of money taking place in the case of non-economic activity. Basically, we will learn economic activities now. To understand economic activities, we will again come across a small discussion about the factors of production. Let us say, Miyamor or Miyamore is very famous producer, right? A producer of cakes, a producer of pastries, a producer of pizza, a producer of different type of confectionery items. Let us consider myself to be a producer. And being a producer of cake, I want to produce cake. To produce cake, I do have all my raw materials. I do have flour, I do have milk, I do have all these ingredients, all this essence, all those flavors, everything I'm having. The toppings, everything I'm having. But is it possible for me to produce that item if I don't know how to bake? If I don't know how to make the batter? No, it's not possible. If I don't have a kitchen, is it possible? No, it's not possible. If I don't have some of the workers working for me, is it possible to make the cake? No, as because I might not be specialized in doing every activity. That's why each producer requires, apart from raw materials, some factors of production that helps that particular producer to combine those raw materials in a proper manner and to transform those raw materials into any finished output. That's why to convert those raw materials into a final output that should be best consumed by every consumers, we require 4 factors of production. The first factor of production is land. Second one is labor. Third one is capital. And the last one is entrepreneur. So we'll come across the 4 factors of production and their definition in my video. Now, this is an honest request to all of you, those who have still not subscribed my channel, to all my YouTube viewers, I guess those who are liking my video and those who are sharing my videos, so please don't forget to subscribe. There is a red icon over there written subscribe. Please don't forget to press that one and don't even forget to press the bell icon to get the latest updates. So now, the 4 factors of production that we are having: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Now what is land? Our first discussion would be the first factor of production. What is land? According to the Dictionary of Economics, it is not the same than a normal dictionary of Oxford that says land is a piece of or a plot of geographical area where we produce items. Economics dictionary tells us a completely different story. The story of economics talks about the concept of land as the free gifts of nature. So all that is gifted by the mother nature is considered as land in economics. So basically, sunlight is land, you get free of cost. The land itself is gifted by our mother nature, that is also a piece of land, that is also comes under land only. The air that blows, that also is land. The wind and the breeze that blows, that is also land. So all the raw materials that is been gifted by the nature is considered as land. So I guess it is clear to all of you. Those who are is not even clear, please make your pause button there and please do write the definition. All the free gifts of nature, point to be noted. See, I have circled here. All the free gifts of nature is considered as land in economics. And what are the examples of land? Land itself is an example of land. Number 2 is water. Rainwater might also be land. Yes, that is also free gift of nature. The air, the breeze, the wind that blows, that is also land. The sunlight that helps in the production of food grains, that is also land. So this all comes under the first factor of production, land. Now, my second factor of production, labor. Now, who is the labor? You might be astonished, sir is asking a foolish question. Who is a labor? A labor is that individual that works. Labor, even that particular bullock, that particular cow that has been actually been tamed by the people to drive the particular cart, that particular reading cart for them, right? But my answer to this question is no. Why? As because according to again the dictionary of economics is saying something different. It tells the word labor refers to those human beings. Point to be noted, my dear. To all my viewers, I am again telling minutely hear me. The word labor in economics doesn't refer to the animals. It refers to only the human beings that actually work by giving their physical as well as mental effort. By giving their physical effort as well as mental effort. Now what I am doing? I am teaching to all of you, right? Now I need to read very less amount of physical effort. Very less. On this particular board, a very small one you can see. I somehow adjusted. I am giving very small amount of physical effort. But I am giving more amount of mental effort. So the physical effort as well as the mental effort exerted or given by a particular human being is considered as labor in economics. Now, it actually varies from one type of work to another type of work. If I would have been a construction worker, I would have given more percentage of physical effort and less percentage of mental effort. But if I would have been a teacher, as I am a teacher, not have been, as I am a teacher, I am giving more percentage of mental effort, but less percentage of physical effort. So according to these work, according to the different conditions and according to different professions of work, this particular ratio of physical as well as mental effort might vary. But just keeping in mind that if I am giving a physical effort, I need to give certain percentage of mental effort. Why? As because it is useless to get a labor without a brain. The word capital in economics means, produced means of production. Point to be noted. Produced means of production. Now see, produced is a different word and means of production is something different word. What is capital? Basically, if you are not having economics, if you are non-economic students also, you can also come to a conclusion that, sir, money is capital. Often a time I have heard from my father that for my elder brother to start up a business, he needs some capital from my father. So capital is what? Money? Yes. Your answer may be same. Your answer may be correct. But in economics, capital do have a very short definition. It refers to the produced means of production. What do you understand by produced means of production? Just divide the word into two parts, produced and means of production. We consider all the machines to be capital. Why? As because let us say a sewing machine. For a tailor, if I am a tailor and I buy a sewing machine, that sewing machine is being produced by a particular XYZ any company. So that particular sewing machine is being produced by any company. Agreed or not? I guess yes. Now as a sewing machine is being produced by a company, that sewing machine helps me to stitch this particular cloth. So the sewing machine has been produced by XYZ any company and ultimately that sewing machine is helping me to produce some new clothes. So that's why it is acting as a means of producing something else. That's why we consider all sort of machines. We consider all sort of machines as an example of capital. Even we can say money to be an example of capital. Why? What is the answer? Money is considered as capital as because that paper note that you get that is legalized by the RBI and is circulating throughout our economy, that particular paper money is being printed by RBI, it is being printed by our central bank. And as it is printed by our central bank, it is being produced, right? And after being produced, that particular money that is being produced by central bank helps to produce every other things. There is no service that you can get free of cost. Every service calls for money. Right? So whatever further production throughout the economy can happen only with the help of money. That's why money is being produced and ultimately helps in the further production. That's why we consider money to be also capital. But just keep in your mind, the definition of money is all such items that is produced and ultimately helping in the further production process is known as capital. Clear? The last one, entrepreneur. As the spelling suggests, entrepreneur. Don't consider that as entrepreneur. No. We actually say that as entrepreneur. There is a slight line of difference in between entrepreneur and organizer. We'll come across in the later part of our story. But who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a producer, is the owner of the company, is a risk bearer, who bears the risk, who actually is doing the entire production system. He is that individual who assembles each other factors of production. He is that particular risk bearer or the owner of the company who hires some land, some piece of land, who actually hires some laborers, who actually gets some machines and ultimately make those land, labor as well as some capital to work properly. He starts the entire production system and buy all the raw materials and entirely start it. Why? As because he is having only one objective. By hook or by crook, I had to earn profit. So while reading the definition of entrepreneur, you just need to keep in mind three vital points. The first one, an entrepreneur, if the company bears the risk, an entrepreneur had to bear the risk. If the company gets the profit, an entrepreneur will enjoy profit. Point number one. Point number two is, being an entrepreneur, he is that responsible individual who is completely responsible to hire all the other three factors of production and start the production system. Number three, he is engaged in this production activity as because his only objective is to maximize profit, not to do welfare. So these three things, if you merge together, these three separate points, if you merge together, you're going to get the definition of entrepreneur. An entrepreneur can be X, Y, Z, any one of you. Even you can even be an entrepreneur if you grew up and if you think of starting your own business. Right? So, I was who? Miomor company's cake producer. Remember me? Yes. So, I was producing cake in Miomor and that's why I required a kitchen. According to me, that kitchen is what? Land. Just an example I'm telling you. According to me, that particular kitchen is what? Land. Though it is not a free gift of nature, but the kitchen is being made over a piece of land. That's why we consider that particular kitchen as land in my example. Number two, I have hired you and one of your friends. They are very smart in making cakes. They are very good in doing confectionery jobs. That's why that particular two individuals are my company's labor. Right? The third one, the capital. I have bought a micro oven from a shop as because micro oven suits the best in making that particular cake, a floppy one. And the last one, an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is who? Me. As because ultimately the entire company, the entire production system, who is assembling them? Me. Who is the manager? I. Who is the risk bearer? Me. And who ultimately gets the profit? Me. So therefore, we came across the four factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Now the last part of our story is land. Suppose you get a piece of land. If you hire some piece of land, suppose I am having big hectares of land and you have come here to me and I have given you one particular slot or one particular plot of land. In this particular plot of land that is not yours, you have taken it from me. Each month you need to pay me what? You need to pay me rent. So land gets rent in return. Land gets rent in return. So that is the factor return. These four are the four factors of production, and the first factor return is what? Land, by giving itself as inward, it ultimately gets or it ultimately enjoys rent in return. Being a laborer, if I work in your house, you will give me every month what? Wages or salary, right? So I get, being a laborer, wages. So therefore, the second factor, labor, has wages as a factor return, right? Number 3, capital. Capital or machines, right? Basically, while understanding the factor return of capital, just think in your mind what ultimately the basic layman say. Money is what capital is. And you have agreed, I'll explain you why. So as money is capital, and if you keep some amount of money in your bank, where you have your own bank account, bank promises you to give what? Interest rate in return. So basically, capital gets interest rate in return. And the entrepreneur, he is ultimately working in a company to earn what? To enjoy profit out of the business. So the entrepreneur earns or enjoys profit in the business. So we have learned two things here. One is economic activity and non-economic activity. I haven't went through any non-economic activity now. I have only went through economic activity. The second point of discussion was the four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. The third point of discussion was the four factors of production should get some factor returns, and land gets rent in return, labor gets wages in return or salaries in return, capital gets interest in return, and entrepreneur works for profit. That's all for today's discussion. We will be continuing our discussion of this particular same chapter, Palampur, in our next video. Till then, stay connected, stay happy, and always keep a smile in your face. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Hope you will subscribe my video. If you like my video, please don't forget to share and give your thumbs up. Thank you. Have a very nice day.